Alrighty, Void. How you guys doing? Okay, so this one's the last one of my out-of-town ones, as this one is what I caught on the flight back. Now, when I was finishing up Night Swim, one of the recommendations that popped up for what to watch next was The Nun 2, which, having reviewed almost every other Conjuring movie, I thought, okay, fine, let's use this as an opportunity to watch that. But, despite using the same airline, the same program, I couldn't find that movie. I looked. I could not find it. So, scrolling through, I instead happened to pass Lisa Frankenstein. Which, okay, this was... I knew very little about it, other than it was being directed by Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter. So, okay, let's give that a shot. And, I went in pretty much completely blind. I just knew it was a Frankenstein-esque movie. That is all I knew. So, what Lisa Frankenstein is like a late 80s set movie. So, period piece. We're following Lisa, whose father just remarried since her mother was killed by an intruder, and traumatizing Lisa. Now she's being assimilated into this family with her very bubbly, very popular stepsister and her overbearing perfectionist stepmother. And her father's as blind as a piece of wood. He's just very smile and nod. Well, Lisa doesn't fit in, so she doesn't really hang out with many people. So she spends a lot of her time doing grave rubbings in the cemetery. And she spends a lot of time talking to the graves. Well, she goes to a party, doesn't have a good time, gets really upset over how things are going because she wants to flirt. There's one guy she does like, but he doesn't seem to notice her, and she ends up essentially getting a drink that was laced with something, almost gets, then almost has sex with someone she does not want to, so she goes home in frustration. However, that night there's a lightning strike, and it strikes, well, the one grave she'd been mainly talking about, and the guy gets up. And considering she had told him that she wanted to be with him, well, he shows up. Problem is, he can't really talk, and most of his body isn't working. So, he has to... Well, there's a moment where I wish I could cut and edit. Anyway. Train of thought. So, then zombie bursts in. Well, eventually, when she stops running around and, showers him off and realizes that he's kind of just a guy, just come back, he becomes her confidant and friend. And, well, she, despite his actions and her own, causes the stepmom to essentially begin cracking down on her until, well, the stepmother gets killed. Well, they hide the body, but are realizing that they can essentially start fixing the creature by other body parts they can just essentially replace, and then, well, another dose of electricity, and that part's now working, and he gets more and more human as the film goes along, while Lisa gets more and more out there in her wardrobe and confidence. Until, well, people start noticing people are going missing, and the like. So now she's gotta hide things from her father, from her sister, and, well, now she's on dodge of the cops. And the creature himself he is in love with Lisa, but Lisa's more still trying to get with the other guy and hasn't noticed his affection, so the creature is also starting to make a few choices himself. So I personally found this movie very entertaining. It was reminiscent of early Tim Burton. That's kind of the vibe I was getting, like an Edward Scissorhands kind of thing. So it was working for that. The movie was decently funny. The dialogue was fair. It was pretty good, and I kind of just liked the overall vibe for it. Now, I did read this one was originally R that was cut down to a PG-13, and honestly, I think it probably would have been better served with the R rating, where they could have gone just a little more over the top, because a movie like this wants to be over the top. And it was trying to get there. I would have rated it a bit higher if it actually had some more of that punch. But that said, I found the experience overall enjoyable. I like the soundtrack for it, it had that good 80s vibe. And just kind of how some of the characters interacted, I liked. What they really liked is Taffy, her stepsister, despite being the bubbly, preppy, popular girl, was actually super nice to her the entire movie and is just trying to support her despite the horrible things starting to happen in and around her. She's always a legitimately nice person. You'd expect like the usual bratty stepsister kind of thing, but no, she's actually just is legitimately trying to look out for Lisa like the whole time. So I kind of appreciate that. The movie has its flaws. It does get a little repetitive after around the midpoint, and sometimes you just want to just shake a couple of the characters, but no more than like any other film. For me, I'll give this a good 7 MacGuffins. I enjoyed my time spent on it. Wish it would pack a little bit more of a punch, but I found it entertaining, and I did laugh pretty good at a couple of points, so at least the Frankenstein was working for me. So, this one just came out this year, 2024, so again, finally catching up on some actual new movies. But that gets me off the plane and back at home, so my next couple will be from my collection. Alright, boy. See you soon.